Hi, this is the second part of the 19th video entitled The Egyptian Manjet and the Harvest. So, scientists and the government were well aware of the ship that the ancient Egyptians referred to as the Manjet, which is now being referred to as Planet X, the planetoid that entered our solar system together with the Hale-Bopp comet in 1996. The planetoid was being intelligently guided and emanated a large variety of frequencies within the electromagnetic spectrum, which indicates that it is occupied and has a technical culture. That planetoid is Nibiru, also called Murduk, a movable throne, which scientists have charted as Rilo 7. This is the third time Nibiru is coming for this equinox period of 24,000 years, and this time is the most disastrous, the most dangerous. Comets are disturbed, and meteorites are predicted to hit this planet because of the strong gravitational pull from Nibiru. Many of the ancient civilizations that have disappeared before have done so during the third part of that equinox. We are in the third part of this equinox and in the second sun cycle, each cycle lasting 6,000 years. At any given point within the point of August 12th, 2003 and June 26th, 2030 is our rapture, the lift. And there are people assuming that because they have right knowledge, they are going to make it into the shams or the crafts. That's not true, and you are overestimating yourself. Can you honestly say that you showed reverence, respect, and gratitude to Anu Alyun El for your health, for your life, and for everything else? For speeding up your evolutionary process from a homogeneous monkey man to a Homo sapien? For blessing you with the woolly hair of the supreme beings with 24 strains of genes coded in divine melanin? For stepping down his attributes into you, making you a living soul, and I can go on and on. Why would you risk or want to risk being left behind for another equinox, another 25,000 years? Nubian Taful is all about showing gratitude, saying thank you. So did you? Did you at least for the past 13 minutes or 13 years, 1999 through 2013, show and prove your worthiness? Or did you listen to the black devils who said gods don't pray? That is religion. We were given 30 years, a half of an hour, to show reverence and our respect and to be grateful before the year 2030 arrives, when Nibiru will depart with or without us. You would not be able to blame the Baphomets if you failed to raise your etheric body to an acceptable level for rapturing. I say Baphomets because when you look at a depiction of Baphomet, you will see female breasts. You, of your own accord, of your own free will, chose to follow those FBI agents, those Genea from the Aldebaran constellation, whose deceitful words and diabolical stratagems appealed to your laziness, your pride, and your ego, all negative attributes. Even after you were taught, seeing is knowing, hearing and reading is believing. They are just doing their jobs. Their job is to mislead you, deceive you. Wake up. Baby that could pimp me like that. The baby that could pimp me like that. I will explain this later. Even though you may have already been aligned at the Magoraz site on Tamare, Egypt of the West, it is equally imperative to that you obey the command to upkeep the ritual of Nubian Taful, which was brought to us by Melchizedek, Marduk. Marduk is the master of all time, who came setting all on the path of Taful, in which we have 9 positions, referred to the sacred records of Neteru, Aferti, Atumre, chapter 1, scroll 1, verse 21. Marduk said, I will try to bring on Ezekiel's wheel, on Elijah's chariot, as many with me who will obey. Referred to the Holy Tablets, chapter 6, tablet 4, verse 226. Even though Taful is in the language of tones, Nuwaubic, which vibrates with your body so that you may find your place in the grand plan. The Neteru will not consider you until you are praying. Refer to the scroll El Magoraj, page 178 and 179. Performing Taful is working to perfect your being, your etheric self, because it forces you to adapt to an enlarged electromagnetic spectrum, the new electromagnetic frequency, which is an astrobiological threshold by itself. You will have the brain of an electromagnetic computer. Our sun, by virtue of being a variable star, will be seen as having great limitations for future evolutions. This will be seen by a visible exchange of solar polarity fields and by the mapping of inner solar magnetic lines rotating faster than the surface of the sun. These changes will also affect the rotation of Anshar, or Saturn. This will be seen as a periodic effect which will be noticed in the activity of the bands or the rings of Saturn. These changes are the result of new biological light that controls being introduced by the new administrative council or the new administrative order in conjunction with the Council of 9 Ether. These changes are necessary to prepare our mortal evolution to overlap with whole light beings of advanced creation in the evoluting of new astral mutations. Here, the bioenergy field of the human body inherits a new electron and positron pair, and the circulatory system inherits new magnetic lines of force. The ionized field around the blood cell loses its proton-electron relationship to a new electron-proton-electron field as the life form is moved into the next phase of the electromagnetic spectrum. In other words, Nubians, blacks, Negroes will be able to participate in higher evolutionary worlds because his hemoglobin chain will shift with his phylogenetic tree to a new system of balance whereby a singular group, in order to work with the next electron orbital level of the universal mind, your molecular density level has to become less dense and grow more transparent. There are 9 densities. Level 1 is life itself. Level 2 is mind and spirit and the soul. We humans are on level 3, which is life and soul with a mind. The 4th density level is super consciousness. God consciousness, or the first stage of being in the all, is started at the 4th density on up to the 9th density. So you must turn yourself inside out. Bring the etheric body to the forefront. This is accomplished through regular performance of the ritual called Nubian Tafu, where by way of the centripetal force you are pulling in, accepting, surrendering and submitting to the purifying, perfect, healing, pure emerald green energy that is constantly being conveyed to us by Murduk. This is quantum physics, people, not religion. And contrary to what present day geneticists say, the ultraviolet radiation will be controlled. And it will not destroy the sensitive genetic code coded melanin. It has already been claimed that ultraviolet radiation will, or when applied to DNA at specific intensities, causes thiamine to dimerize. When the embryonic growth is placed in an artificial environment which is subject to prolonged current magnetic injection, the former embryonic magnetic lines of force in the body can be changed. Through this process, the whole body can be magnetically be recoded and to adapt to a new biological environment without ever having to experience pain according to the human physiological network. This process uses a 5th circulatory system which opens the pain coding mechanism and properly aligns the blood, lymphatic system and the nervous circulatory systems to function in different biological environments. This is done in the event that the transfer of the species to a new environment is necessary for the survival of Nubians. Black people, Nibiru is here to save us. What more do you need to know? Our rapture has been explained. Can the religious leaders of the world do the same for their congregation? No, not ever, never. These jokers don't even have a clue. Obviously, Caucasians will demonize Nibiru because it is not here for them. And it is the advent of the great and terrible day of the Lord. Our family, the Neteru, who built the pyramids, have built crafts that are 3 times larger than the planet Earth. No one else in the known universes has this type of technology. We belong to the highest. Anyway, we still have 17 more years, 17 more minutes to get it right before Murduk departs. Remember Surah Al-Asr, the squeezing of the Enocyte's soul? It will be squeezed from his body. Surely this is the age when the Enocyte, the forgetful creature, are overcome by defeat, except for those who are faithful and work to perfect their beings, and are advocates of the facts and are advocates of patience. This is as plain as black and white. Any fool can see. This is as plain as black and white. Thus ends today's video. For more information on the scrolls and rituals referenced in this video, please visit ancientegyptianorder.com. ancientegyptianorder.com. Egypt is spelt with an I, not a Y. Egypt is spelt with an I, not a Y. And by the way, the word baby mentioned earlier is an acronym for bitch ain't born yet. Also, special attention should be paid to the following scrolls. Are there black devils? Page 232. What and where is hell? Page 92. Is it white man's Christianity or black man's Christianity? Page 37. We hope you learned something from this video. We urge you to share this video and to subscribe to the only channel where you will learn true ancient Egyptian mysteries. No more lies, no more guesswork, no more professors professing to know the facts. So share, subscribe, click the like button below. See you at the next video.